Imagine your absolute best, like record-breaking salesperson.
Okay, I'm picturing them.
Now imagine that promoting them is statistically proven to drag your whole team's performance down.
Yeah, it's wild how often that happens.
Right. Welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a recent HRDQ blog post to uncover why your star employees so often fail right after getting a promotion.
And more importantly, how organizations can fix this broken system, because it's a massive blind spot for companies.
It really is.
We consistently treat promotions as like a thank you for past output, rather than what they actually should be, which is a fit test for future skills.
Okay, let's unpack this. The HRDQ post anchors this whole idea to something called the Peter Principle.
Right, from the 60s.
Yeah, Dr. Laurence J. Peter coined this back in 1969. The idea is that in any hierarchy, you will keep getting promoted right up until you land in a role you just cannot handle your level of incompetence.
And then you just stay stuck there.
Exactly. Because the skills that earned you the promotion are, like, completely different from the skills required by the new position. It's like rewarding a champion race car driver by making them your lead mechanic.
That is a great analogy.
Like, just because you drive fast doesn't mean you have the first clue how to manage the team building the engine.
What's fascinating here is study on sales teams where this happens constantly.
Oh, I bet. Sales is so fiercely competitive.
Right. And they actually found that teams led by former top-performing salespeople performed worse than teams led by average salespeople.
Wait, really? Worse?
Yeah, worse. Because individual output requires this singular focus, just hitting your own quota. But management requires empathy, strategic delegation, and, well, patience with other people.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. If my race car driver is suddenly a terrible mechanic, shouldn't management hear the engine grinding immediately?
You'd think so.
Like, if a top performer starts failing as a leader, shouldn't leadership notice the fire right away?
You would think there'd be smoke pouring out of the hood, but the source notes that these failures are rarely, sudden, loud disasters.
So it's more subtle.
Exactly. It's a slow leak in the tires. You see a drop in their energy. They seem checked out in meetings, and deadlines just quietly slip.
And management probably misses it because of the halo effect. They remember how great the person was at driving the car, so their judgment gets clouded.
Precisely. That past success blinds leadership to the current failure. Meanwhile, that quiet, low-level frustration just drags the whole team's productivity down.
So what does this all mean? If the core issue is that we're forcing brilliant drivers into mechanic roles they hate, how do we fix it without insulting our best workers?
Well, the first structural fix HRDQ suggests is a dual career track.
Okay, what does that actually look like?
So think of an engineer. They can be promoted to a highly paid principal engineer. They earn the status and the paycheck, but they aren't forced into team management.
Ah, right. Give them the financial reward without the personnel headaches.
Exactly. It validates their expertise without changing the nature of their work. But, what if they might actually be a great manager and you just don't know yet?
Right. You don't want to rule them out completely.
Yeah, and that is where trial runs come in. You use interim titles or short-term stepping stone projects.
Kind of like a test drive.
Exactly. See how they handle the pressure of managing others for a single quarter before making it permanent.
But how do you pull them back if they fail? Like, without them feeling humiliated or wanting to quit?
By framing it clearly up front as an exploratory project. If they struggle, returning to their old role isn't a demotion, it's simply the end of the trial.
Oh, that removes the stigma entirely.
Right, there's no shame in it. And if they do move forward as managers, you don't just hope they figure it out. The post recommends using resources like HRDQ's Leadership 101 customizable courseware to, proactively teach them how to build trust and navigate team conflict.
So you actually have to teach them how to manage.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it ultimately comes down to realizing that past performance does not guarantee future leadership.
Yeah, you have to test for potential.
Absolutely. Long-term success requires testing for potential, not just handing out titles to reward past results.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It certainly changes how you look at the corporate ladder.
It really does.
But before you go, consider this. If the Peter Principle dictates that everyone eventually rises to their level of incompetence, take a look at the executives at the very top of your industry. Are they the rare exceptions to the rule, or do they simply have the most resources available to hide their incompetence?